So if you run a small or medium-sized business, you probably know this feeling. Data feels like this. Flood you just can't control. But what if you could turn that flood into your biggest competitive advantage? Today, we're going to talk about how to transform your business data from a huge challenge into a genuine superpower.
I mean, does this sound familiar? You've got sales figures over here, customer info over there, supplier records somewhere else. Data is literally everywhere. But when you need a clear answer to a pretty simple question, it feels impossible to find. You are not alone. This is a massive challenge for SMEs, especially online stores. All right, so let's dive right into the heart of the problem, what we can call the SME data dilemma. It's this incredibly frustrating paradox where the more data you seem to collect, the harder it gets to find any real answers.
Okay, so where does this all come from? Well, the root of the problem is a concept called informational silos. Just think about it for a second. Your customer data is in one system, your sales data is in another, and your supplier info is tucked away somewhere else entirely. These systems don't talk to each other, so they create these isolated little islands of information.
And these silos, well, they're not just some abstract technical problem. They create very real, very painful consequences. You end up waiting for reports that are basically outdated by the time they even land on your desk. You're manually copying and pasting data into spreadsheets, which is, a recipe for disaster. It all leads to flawed analysis, missed opportunities, and a business where different departments are working with completely different numbers. It's chaos.
So what's the solution? How do we fix this? It's all about creating one central source of truth for your entire business. And the professional-grade tool for that job is the data warehouse.
A data warehouse, or DW for short, is pretty much exactly what it sounds like. One central place for all of your business information. But here's the absolute key distinction. It is not for running your daily operations. It's a completely separate system that's built specifically for asking those tough questions and getting clear, reliable answers.
And this right here, this chart lays out the difference perfectly. See, your normal systems, the ones processing sales or updating your inventory, they're built for speed and constant change. They're transactional. A data warehouse, on the other hand, is built for something totally different. It's designed to hold historical data, and it's optimized for deep analysis without slowing down your daily business. You really need both. Ultimately, the goal is exactly this. You're consolidating information from all those separate databases into a single source. So, what does that actually mean? It means it becomes the one place everyone in the company, and I mean everyone, can trust for consistent and reliable data.
So this all sounds great in theory, right? But how does it actually work? How do you get from that messy, siloed data to a clean, perfectly organized warehouse that's ready for analysis? Well, let's break down the process.
It all happens through a process called ETL. First, you extract the raw data from all those different silos. You just pull it all out. Then you transform it, and this is the magic step. This is where you clean it all up, you fix the errors, and you make sure everything's in a standard format. And finally, you load that clean, organized data into the warehouse. So once all that beautiful, clean data is in the warehouse, how is it organized to give you answers fast? Well, the secret sauce is this really clever structure called the Star Schema. Think of it as the smart filing system that makes finding exactly what you need incredibly simple and efficient. And the best way to think about it is like a solar system. Right at the center, you have the fact table. That's your sun. It holds the core numbers you really care about, like sales figures or how many items were ordered. Then, orbiting that sun, you have your dimension tables. Those are the planets. They provide all the context. Who bought it, what product was it, and when was it sold? This structure makes pulling reports an absolute breeze.
Okay, enough with the theory. What does this actually look like in practice? Let's shift from the how it works to the so what with a real-world example.
So let's put this to the test. Imagine we've built a data warehouse for a typical online retailer using a real data set from Kaggle. What kind of powerful insights can we unlock, like almost instantly?
All right, so with all that data in one place, we can connect a tool like Power BI and create a report, and boom, instantly you get an insight just like this one. This simple chart shows gross sales by state, and it is immediately crystal clear that the state of MG is the top performer by a long shot, while BA is really lagging behind.
And this is the entire point. It's not just a pretty chart, right? It's an actionable insight. The owner can now make a real strategic decision. Do we double down on our marketing in our top state, MG? Or do we need to go investigate why BA is underperforming so badly? All of a sudden, you've moved from just guessing to actually knowing.
And this one small example really shows you the bigger picture. Let's talk about the long-term strategic advantages this gives your business, because this is about building a real, sustainable competitive edge.
If you only take one thing away from this whole explainer, let it be this number, 1. You get one single, reliable source of truth. That means no more arguments over which spreadsheet is correct. Everyone, from sales to marketing to finance, is working from the exact same playbook with the exact same numbers.
And that one source of truth empowers you to become a true data-driven powerhouse. You start making smarter decisions faster. You start discovering hidden trends and patterns that your competitors are totally blind to. And you are finally equipped to answer your most important business questions with real confidence.
At the end of the day, all that data that's locked away inside your business is already telling a story. It's telling you what's working, what isn't, and where your next big opportunity is hiding. So the only question left is, are you ready to listen?